Are we? This is it? We're starting?
This is it.
This is
Yes.
the. I don't know. Do we have a name for it?
We don't really have a name for it, do we? I think you were just sort of going around the house earlier. You were saying you were just walking around your house looking for stuff.
We could spend a lot of this episode just trying to pitch names.
We could pitch names,
I
yeah.
was looking at a shoehorn earlier. I'm like, shoehorn, that's a good name for a podcast.
Yeah.
Bleach,
yeah.
wipes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You tell them in the bathroom at this
Was
stage
it-
getting ready.
What's the name of your man who does the pasta sauce? Lloyd
Bachelors?
Grossman.
Or no?
Lloyd Grossman.
Yeah.
I would listen to a Lloyd Grossman podcast. What's that guy up to?
100%.
Did he kill someone?
Did he kill someone? I feel like, I mean, he puts a picture of his face on the pasta, right?
Yeah.
And on the jar. I mean, on the jar, not just each individual. Like,
It's like those Guinness, like you can get your face.
Yeah.
printed on the Guinness.
Or like a milk carton for a missing child. It's like every one of these tortellinis has a picture of a missing child on it as well. That's what they serve in Epstein's Island at dinner. Missing pasta.
Is the pasta sauce just blood of the victims?
No, that is Lloyd
a real-
Grossman. Sorry, I've shaped it.
It's a real rich ragu, let me tell you. Fucking some stuff in it.
I feel like the Lloyd Grossman podcast is some sort of like business, bro.
Actually, yeah, it does sound. Yeah, that's. Do you know what that is? That's two people back to back with their arms folded.
Yeah.
For the poster in it. They love
Yeah.
it. You know them business pods that do love a wee folded armed boy, don't they?
If he says something really out of touch or like anti-Semitic or like horrible, do they go, Lloyd, that's gross, man. You can't be doing that. That's just bang on.
Right, get it out of here. Nah, shit, mate. Cancel the podcast. I fucked it already. But yeah.
We were like looking at props, and I was like, there was a big. Sean gave me a big collection of vinyls, and I was like, I don't know any of these. And then Simon and Garfunkel popped up, and I was like, I know those guys.
Nice. And they're a duo.
Yeah.
As our well, it feels weird calling us a duo because I feel like you guys are as much a part of the podcast as
Shucks.
Yeah,
to call it a duo.
a quadruple. A quad.
Yeah.
But to be
a
fair,
quad.
I've heard you two being named as like the Simon and Garfunkel of the NI comedy scene. So like
Who said that?
everyone's saying it.
Yeah, and that's
it's hot
and
on
that
the
we bar
lips.
each other.
Word on the street.
Yeah.
Word on the
supposed to say
street.
anything.
That's yeah.
And that we hear the sound of silence a lot. Last night's gig, it was Hello Darkness, my old friend. I'm going, oh Jesus.
Where were you last night?
I
Or
don't
maybe
like
you
the,
should say,
but I came, I just, it was quite bright, and I could just see these two women, and one of them was just looking at her feet, and I was like, oh, she fucking hates me, like, there's no, like.
And then did you find out after she was just blind or something, or no?
Oh no!
Genuinely-
There wasn't even. No, sometimes at gigs people come up to you and go, "That was amazing," and you're like, "Tell your face."
Yeah. Yeah. Tell your entire body, please.
You get a lot of people come up and like, I think even on Thursday we done a gig together, and people were coming up going, "Unbelievable, really good stuff," and it was like, you didn't laugh at anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really glad you enjoyed staring at this.
Yeah.
And maybe they appreciate it in the same way that you appreciate a painting. Do you know what I mean? They're looking at like the frown lines on your forehead, going, yes, very deep.
It's like I'm up there like sweating, talking about like all the issues of the day, and then they're sitting there going, "Yeah,
Yes, I appreciate this. I know what you mean. Yeah, it was. We were underwhelmed, I think, which is a shame because it's a lovely room and it was a lovely crowd. But anyway, sorry, not last night. You're saying, but yeah,
I had one of the other acts brought like a pizza, and
that was nice.
it absolutely destroyed me the day
Yeah,
after. I was like,
there
this is just, I'm just paying for my sins here, like.
He shared it with the other acts, and then in the morning we all had IBS.
Yeah,
basically.
sitting in work, like.
Yeah. That was the payment for that gig. Ultimately, it was the shit. I bet he didn't as well. I bet he went home and just shat right as rain. It was like,
This is a lovely introduction. We haven't got a title for this yet. Shite right as rain. Isn't a good one as well.
I've wrote it in the chat GBT to give me some.
just Lloyd.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Random.
I think still
The Lloyd
weird.
Grossman
Lloyd
podcast.
Grossman
I think it's
podcast.
Grossman's our
Yeah.
banger at the minute.
Yeah.
Past the pod.
So it's given me the noodle hour.
The noodle hour. Okay.
It's given me mildly surreal insights.
Ooh.
I love that
Yeah.
they're just mildly
It's
surreal.
just
surreal.
mildly. That sounds about right. They were quite mild.
Pondering the pigeon.
Pondering the pigeon. Ah.
This is a podcast? Question mark.
I like this as a podcast, but without the question mark. I like.
It seems a bit right wing. This is a podcast, and you're gonna
This
listen.
is a fucking podcast, right?
I've always wanted to start a really right wing podcast called "We Live in a Society."
Wearing Joker makeup the whole time. Yeah, talking about I don't know what do incels
Just
talk about.
wearing suits with trainers, being like, "Listen, this is how things are these days, right?"
I always think as well, if you like take on the character of a like a bro podcaster,
What do you mean
like
take on the character?
if you take put me in the ring with the cunt. See, I feel like I can't be taken seriously as a threat while I'm wearing an eye mask right now.
I was gonna say you got war paint
Well,
on.
I haven't even addressed that.
Maybe we don't need to. No, I'll dress it. You think these looks come cheap? You think this youth lasts forever? I'm 33 years old. There's only so much adrenochrome a guy like me can afford.
But we're talking beforehand about the piss method.
The piss method.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Please
yeah.
explain.
I thought you were talking about skincare whenever you said the piss method.
Is that
I'm
another
sure
name for the pod?
folks have listened to Brona's podcast. We've been on that a couple of times there, but I've said there that whenever I get on a podcast, I like to need a piss just a little bit because it gives me a bit of I just buzz, you know.
Performance enhancer.
Yeah, yeah.
You're doing like piss testing, like
Yeah.
after it. It's like
These are
you
my
did
roids.
need the piss.
Yeah.
These are my roids.
You're not allowed to go near a toilet for an hour after the podcast.
It's like Lance Armstrong, but they're not testing it for chemicals. They just be pissing a cup and they go, yep, he needs to piss. The whole time.
If it's really clear, they're like, "Yep, he needed that for a
Yeah,
while."
here, this guy's hydrated. They test it for water, that's what they do.
But if it's like pot noodle water yellow, they're like, he didn't need to piss before. So then
this
we
guy's
actually.
been hitting the Baracas too hard.
I remember going to Las Vegas. My mum like wouldn't let me get up to pee on the plane. She was like, "You've gone twice already. It's unhealthy." I was like I need to pee, and she was like, "You need to train your bladder." I went, "This isn't a fucking dojo." Like,
This isn't the time. Like,
You go into the toilet, you do that weird, that Morpheus thing where he goes like that. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
everybody thinks of the dojo. Do you know what? Do you notice that as well? I don't know if they do that now, but mums always used to do this. All mums, but that would mean my mum. But like, if there was something you were doing that they just didn't really like for one reason or another, they just thought it was weird or annoying, they'd try and convince you it was just bad for you.
yeah.
They're like, "Oh, you've been to the toilet twice? Yeah, bad for you, mate. That's
it's like-
that's unhealthy. You're never going to be 6 foot if you keep doing that."
Stand up. My mum, when I started, the first time my mum ever came to see me, she was
She's
driving
right
me.
there now.
Yeah, no. I got out of the car at Gray's Lane, which is like a wee lane that you're not meant to walk down. Basically, she was like, "Listen, I don't think that's really going anywhere." Do you know, after the first time she came to see me, and I just put over the car and got out of Gray's Lane, which is like the most diva wee fucking moment I've ever had.
Walking into a field.
Yeah. Like walking across Fort William Golf Club, like that's it. I'm just walking home that way.
You were already filming the dramatic scene in your biopic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
in my head,
right
yeah.
enough. Who play you? Joaquin?
Ben Mendelsohn.
You thought about this?
Yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn. Actually, yeah, I do see that now.
Even though I'm like 23 when it starts, he's gonna be Ben Mendelsohn now, who's nearly 60.
yeah, no makeup as well. In
You
fact,
know?
age him up.
Yeah.
Play a 23-year-old you.
With his full Australian accent, like, "You're not talking to the cops then, mate."
Who'd play you? Look,
Some fucking gimp probably.
All my mates think Luke's got a bit of Paul Rudd about him.
And all
Yeah.
his mates are blind. I love that. I'd love that. I'd love to believe that. And sometimes in my weaker moments, I let myself believe that. But
it's like if Paul Rudd and Paul
Some gimp.
Giamatti, like
yeah. I used to look a bit like who's one of the Wet Bandits? Joe Pesci. Apparently, one of them. But I think I was just when I wore the hat because you know, like people in Northern Ireland, they'll tell you who you look like based on one feature. You know what I mean? Like I mean, you've got glasses, Sean, and you've got relatively long hair. Have you ever been called Harry Potter by people?
no, it's
ginger,
because
though.
it's ginger. It's
Yeah.
typically been Fred,
depends.
George, or Ron Weasley.
Fred or George is
on
nicer
occasion,
than
Jenny.
Really? Oh, here someone's
Like-
trying to cut deep.
But then it's changed over the years. So for the longest time, it was Ed Sheeran there.
Yes, that was all ginger people's thing.
So it
when
was
they-
Ed Sheeran for a long time, and it didn't help anytime I was carrying a guitar.
They were like, "Oh, yeah."
right enough, mate.
Hey,
So
Lego
then, and I had a shite beard as well. So like that didn't help. But then now it's changed. It's when I don't wear my glasses and I've got my contacts in. It's Potty the Body.
See,
right enough, yeah, Pimblett, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I got Build-A-Bear in secondary school because I look like a Build-A-Bear from Victoria Square. They said, and then
That is funny. But I also can't see it, like, because
I was really like big and chubby and just sort of walked about with like sort of cuddly atmosphere, basically. Like,
Right, and you had a stinking heart.
yeah, and
You know,
then,
like the wee hearts you sniff them from the Build-A-Bear. Am I the only person here who's built a bear?
am I the bear who sniffed the bear?
And every Friday you get a big metal rod shoved up your back end.
That's just what I needed. Like,
Yeah. Some people get their back blown out. You got your back blown up.
full of fluff. I got fluffed out in secondary school. Because I got that, and then I got
Fluffed out's a good title.
what did Dave,
Fluffed out.
Dave Elliott said, like a young Noel Edmonds. Is that him from?
I sort of see that. Yeah, a little
That
bit.
is very accurate.
Yeah, or young Michael Stone.
I know. I'd see that more now. I do
Yeah.
see that more. Here, do you know Noel Edmonds is into magic and all?
I know he's into like sort of
Cosmic Order and they call it.
different realms and stuff like that there and stuff.
Oh yeah. No, it was years and years ago during Deal or No Deal. Someone noticed he had drawn a little diamond on his hand, and people were asking about it. And he said he believed in this thing called cosmic ordering, which I think is basically like The Secret. I think it's basically like.
Oh yeah.
Are you googling it right now? Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, no, good, because that's all I remember about it. I think it's pretty much he wrote a diamond on his hand because he probably wants some diamonds, I guess. But he's a big believer in all that stuff. I
In
always
terms
thought-
of people to be cancelled, I'm kind of surprised he hasn't. There's nothing
Yeah.
come out about him bad. Like
he seems a little too squeaky clean, doesn't he? Like,
Yeah.
what's happening in at those house parties, you know?
that,
What's
yeah,
Mr.
no,
Bluff-
it's funny, yeah. He's like, before Diddy, there was Noel. You know what I mean?
Before Diddy, there was Blobby.
No baby oil, just loads of dealer no deal boxes. Fucking sitting there going, you've won. Giving me a hand job.
Yeah. Again, it's like you open every box. As well.
Yeah.
Instead of the banker, there's the wanker.
Hello, Mr. Wanker.
He says no, you can't leave until you give them all a hand job.
Do you think your man, the banker? Do you think he's raging that show's over? Because that was cushy. Like, that was a cushy deal, you know?
I always thought of like a robot or like a higher
See, that's what-
intelligence on the other end of the phone.
A higher intelligence.
Yeah.
Like
It
it's
was
like it's like a first contact.
If they win, deal or no deal, Noel gets killed because he lets the being down, like
Aye.
the sentient being down.
They take him around the back, like Cheltenham. They put a tent around him and shoot him in the head.
I feel like the banker.
No deal.
The banker could have worked from home because like nobody ever had to see his face.
Yeah, that's
Just sit and watch,
cushy.
yeah.
Cushy fucking job.
I'm basically the banker of the
podcast. Hello, Mr. Banker.
The man
Can you
behind the
produce
camera.
my podcast?
Do you know?
Deal or no
right
deal?
enough. Yeah. The man pulling all the strings. You know.
I could have been the banker. Nobody knows. Like
Yeah, no,
you didn't
yeah.
even hear his voice. Was he real?
You
Apparently
and
wha-
St. Mary's in a lesson and the phone rings. You're, I know, I need to take this here.
There's a man on the phone here.
Yeah. What's he got? Like 5 reds left? Offer him 2 grand. Sorry, what we're talking about geography?
I want to know as well. Did the banker have any stake in it? You know, like
Yeah.
He must. I sometimes
like was
think
he
that's
at a personal loss?
Like, does
Yeah,
he
he
get
go
money?
bankrupt.
Does he get money for them losing money or something? Do you know what I mean? For like every penny they
Could
get.
have been Lloyd Grossman the whole time.
The banker has to come in and sell off parts of the set every time somebody wins.
It's like there's only got one red box left, and it's like your deal is 20 jars of pasta sauce here, and you can have that, or you can go home with 20p. Actually, I'd take that. That's a pretty sweet deal.
Funny enough, ChatGPT has given us another pasta-based name for the podcast.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for got the
They've
pasta
given
horn.
it for a food or niche interest podcast called Past the Point.
Past
that point.
Past the point. I like that too. I like that.
The thumbnail should be us going like,
Yeah. It's the when's the year done meal day.
yeah.
I used to know someone who called their period that. I called it their done meal day. That was quite cute.
I'll not be around today. I'm on the thumbnail.
I'm making sauce.
Yeah. I've got a touch of the secret recipe coming through here. For fuck's sake.
Just like Dolmeo, it's her entire family's day. You know, everyone comes around for dinner.
My nanny had like a secret recipe to make her spaghetti, and like she was like,
Right.
"Joe, this sounds rotten. Like this is not where it's going."
After
Like,
all,
you know,
it just
I'm on board.
I came into her kitchen and she stood over going like that. But she was like, I went around to her house and she was going to teach me how to make it. And I was expecting to be like nutmeg or some spice. And it was just a full block of butter just dropped into the spaghetti. And I went, well, that's...
Is right.
I see. Yeah, see, old people when they have cooking secrets, it's always just like diabetes. It's
Yeah.
always just like the cooking secret is just fucking lard, like just from the fridge. Apparently, lard's fucking banging as well.
It's like salt. Like my mum would, like before eating dinner, my mum wouldn't put out salt. And while my granny's like, He needs salt. He needs it, and just pours the whole fucking jar over it. Like
Great.
one of the worst memories of childhood is that my granny, she had like a chip pan, and she would always eat chips, and she made chips one day, and she put them down in front of me, and for some reason I spilt them all over a carpet, and she put them back on the fucking plate and goes, eat them.
Yeah, that's a secret.
Did your
That's-
granny ever give you sugar sandwiches?
Oh yeah, or sugar on
Ah.
toast, which
Bread.
was like
No
Buttered
way.
bread with just fucking sugar in it.
I
The
thought
taste of poverty.
I thought I did think my granny was like a gourmet chef because I thought she invented the idea of getting like a roll, like a bap, and toasting it. I was like, no one's ever thought of this before,
It's just
Granny.
mind-blowing.
Then you're gonna be on Dragon's Den. It's gonna be massive. Like the butter melts when it's hot. What? It's like toast but big. It was a real game
you need to
changer.
go on pitching this to Trump.
He probably would take that.
Trump toast. It's like
ChatGPT
Yeah.
still giving us
Hit
the
us up.
goods.
Hit us up.
Paranormal nacho.
Nah, not into that one.
he hates
Uh,
Mexicans.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Let's see.
Lean in.
Not so common sense.
That's
So it's
like,
a bit BBC.
Yeah. It's
Some
your-
assembly required.
I think that's taken. I know some people have got something called that.
The wizard's left shoe.
Have we broke ChatGPT?
That sounds like a real like.
The wizard's left shoe, the lion, the witch, and the wizard's left shoe.
Mostly useless wisdom.
Mostly. Wait, what's the prompt you gave
Mostly
me?
useless wisdom in Basel.
ChatGPT, can you give me a load of fucking?
What I'm doing,
weird-
Peter, give me a ChatGPT, give me a podcast name for Luke McGibbon and Ciaran Franco. And just come who are these?
Do you know what? Actually, sometimes like they wouldn't know us, but I Google before I never really used ChatGPT till lately, but I tried Google Bard a while ago, and I was like, "Do you know any local Northern Irish comedians?" Blah blah blah, and eventually I was like, "Tell me some jokes from William Thompson," and they were shite. They told me some shit, and I sent them to William as well. I was like, "What do you think of these?" And he was like.
Never show me these again.
Yeah,
let's-
yeah. I think he was just underwhelmed by it. But I was like, it was like, people around here think I'm. What was it? I'm disabled. But you know, it's the people around here who sometimes act disabled, especially when they're trying to order their chips. It was something like that. It was fucking absolute shit. I loved it.
There could
I
be a
loved
night
every
where
second of it.
people get up and do that. The
Yeah.
ChatGPT writes their set for them.
I know some people who fucking tried that. I know some open micers who've like gone like, I got ChatGPT to write my set for me, and it's like, well, don't do a set. Then.
If you're
Don't do
taking- if
stand
you're
up
taking
comedy.
stage time, yeah.
Yeah, just
Like, I'm running
stick a
late here.
laptop on stage.
Fire a few topics and just
Yeah.
ChatGPT and see what we come back with.
Aye,
Gibbon Franco unleashed.
unleashed.
That sounds like I mean the general got unleashed on Barcelona back in the 1930s.
Oh yeah, the Franco. You mean yeah, the classic. Oh yeah, right enough. Yeah.
Franco unleashed.
Franco unleashed.
He's back from the grave.
Yeah,
Resurrected him.
I think maybe we should leash Franco a little
Yeah.
bit. Maybe.
No, my grandparents, dodgy enough, my grandparents went to his gravesite and like told me this, and I was like, what do you mean? They went, yeah, it was like a 200-euro car journey outside of Madrid and all to go pay respects. I went, what do you mean pay respects? And I went, I mean, just to see it.
One of our mates actually is a comedian, so I won't name him because of this, but he's like, his granddad was one of the disappeared from like the Troubles, and he only just found out lately, and he just told the crowd from the stage
Before bringing me on, he
Yeah,
told the whole crowd.
yeah.
He was like,
Please get up to your next act. My mother might have been killed by Jerry Adams. Ciaran Franco.
Fuck me.
Aye, and he's like, his family decided to change their surname to try and get away from it, and they changed one letter, and their surname sounds the exact same, and it's like, well, great, you've got Google beat, but have you got them beat? You know.
he talked about it at No Joke, and he was saying, like, he goes, like my one of my uncles, one of my family members, one of the disappeared. He was kind of like the Chuckle brother of the Ra, you know, like from me to you. He goes, but instead of getting told off, they killed him. He messed up.
Yeah,
I
there's
was
no
like-
no slacking. There's very
Yeah.
much like
There's no
get out of the fucking car.
yeah, don't do that again. It was more lie down in that field.
I love that actually. Chuckle Brothers in the Ra be like one episode long.
What, throwing a bomb from me to you? From me to you.
I thought you set the timer.
Both go up in the air.
And just for kicks, they're in a church as well. Or no, they're what was it? Michael Stone was
Barry,
at?
we suspect you might
was
be working for the
Graveyard.
British.
Graveyard and then Stormont. Oh boy, hear that guy.
He's got a hat-trick coming in him. These things coming threes. You know,
Yeah, he's. You know what? Here, let's get it on the record now. Michael Stone is due a comeback. That's is that the clip?
She's gonna be walking in a bodega bagels, going, "Yo, give me a bacon and egg bagel." And blowing
Stuck in the
place up.
door as well.
That is like
Iconic.
Yeah, his granddaughter kind of became famous during TikTok
She
era.
did?
And Steak Knife, one of my mates.
What?
Steak Knife's
sorry.
granddaughter went to school with my mate, and they kept calling her Butter Knife to make fun of her. Like, yo, Butter Knife, and she'd be like,
Paramilitary banter.
yeah, I know, yeah, from the two least threatening guys on the planet. Like,
Michael Stone, the Christmas light switch on this year.
oh yeah,
Heard it here first. Like,
he probably gets stuck in the tree.
Did you call Michael Stone's like grandson like Jimmy Pebble? His grand, yeah, because it was. Do you know what fucking how I know about this was like it was around the time that William Thompson started doing stand up, right? And because then he was on my Facebook, and at the time I can't remember how much older I'm, like 5-6 years older than him. So it was like suddenly I had this insight into like Gen Z Facebook at the time,
Yeah.
and that was where all this posting was going on about Michael Stone's granddaughter getting in a fight, and like, but like everyone was talking it up like it was like scheduled almost.
Yeah.
People were like, which is weird that they couldn't stop that from happening because literally all these children knew that it was going to happen. It's like it's you know, because you know the way they used to like announce bomb threats and all before they
Yeah.
sort of went off. It's-
Michael Stone's granddaughter will be fighting in Castle Court at 5 o'clock
be in the food court.
outside Spud Lake. That place should have been called Spud You Don't Like. I've never seen anyone at it.
is it still alive? It's supposed to be like.
I don't think so. Like there was like. It was always working there would have been the easiest job in the world. You just stood there by the end of the hill. Like there's definitely a front for something like. 'Cause it was,
Oh yeah, it was a place where people probably went there into hiding
Yeah.
because like, no one's going to ask them any questions. Not
For,
even like, can I have a spud?
I remember being in Castle Court. I bought weed for going to see The Prodigy, which is not the sort of gig you smoke weed at.
No.
And I had it, and I just wanted rid of it. So the next day, I a girl in my tech class, even though she was in my tech class, was like, "Will you meet me in the bathroom and sell me it?" And I went, "No, the bathroom's too obvious." She's like, "What do you need to do in the food court at Castle Court?" So I had to walk from tech to the food court.
You're sitting back to back in one of the wee like tables. You start sitting at the same table.
Open up your Subway. Beneath the ham, there's a score bag of weed.
Yeah.
The
no.
cleaner's in on it. Like,
Yeah.
pass it to the cleaner and then they'll pass it on. Like.
It's a sting mission.
Yeah.
Spud You Like are actually the fucking CIA.
The place, because I'm like terrible, like socially at the best of times, like, and really awkward. Like, so like I'm pretty sure after I give it there, I just turned and sprinted down Castle Court.
I mean, we're both quite bad socially, aren't we? We are probably like. We are probably a bad choice for a podcast. I think if people saw that this was here, I think you might get people listening going, "Are they going to speak?"
Yeah, are they gonna make eye contact with each other? They're like,
Well, now I feel like I have to.
yeah,
There-
I'll stop. You make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a title there.
or we go. Ah, that's
I'm
the title. Are they gonna
I'm
make eye
uncomfortable.
contact?
Yeah.
How they gonna kiss?
Too much distance, you see. Too much distance, you know.
It's like even like my driving instructor's always like trying to talk to me, but he's really like. He talks to you, right, and he's like, "You all right, like lad? Why are you so nervous?" And I'm like, "I'm not. Just my shoes look really cool today."
Oh, bro. Yeah, I think like when you try and explain it, it looks worse, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I think yeah. Whenever you sort of go, "Nah, mate, there's something behind you." That's what I'm looking at, you know.
Because I always want to compliment Alan Irwin, and because he always talks at me, which
Very
but
directly at you.
he's never ever had bad breath once, and I always mean to
That's a
compliment
good
him on
point.
it.
Do
That
you know
he's
what?
never had bad breath.
He's never had bad breath. That's a man who must floss.
Yeah. That's a man who knows he's going to be making eye contact with you.
Yeah. He's
The
barely.
preparation that goes into eye contact.
Sometimes he's near making lip contact with you. He's he's that close, you know. But yeah, God love him.
Because like, I'm
God
like,
love him. Well, we're not pitying him.
God forbid someone can make eye contact and hold the conversation.
Yeah.
Well, like,
Yeah.
because there's like certain like before gigs and stuff, people will come up and be like, "Well, how you keeping?" No, and I sometimes feel rude, but I'm like, "Aye, right, dead on, yep, 100%." Like,
yeah,
or
yeah.
I do this thing where someone be like, "How are you?" and I'll answer 3 different ways. Like, "Yep, great, good, all good, no bother." Like, and
You give a wee word salad.
yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like I feel like I've just creeped them out then.
No, I don't think that's ever come across that way. I think people just sort of get it, don't they? Well, some people need it really fucking spelled out for them, where you go like, I just need a minute here to write in my hand, and then there's a silence for a second, and then they just keep talking, and I just have to keep saying, I just need a minute to write in my hand, and then eventually it sort of sinks in, you know?
It's like sometimes like, you ever have like a good gig as well, and then you get a wee bit of confidence about you. Like
yeah.
after like Crumlin on Saturday, I went down to the green room, and our butler was like opening the suite, and he was, I'm going to be a cheeky fella here and take one. I went like, bad boy, like that there, and he went, what? Forget about it. I was like, back into my box, like, yeah.
I know you've thought about that every day.
Yeah, every second, yeah.
Little pre-gig Borat moment, you know. I know exactly what you mean. Like, so, and I sometimes I would apologize to people for something I said 6 months ago that they do not remember, and it's not even for them. Do you know what I mean? It's for me. Sometimes it's like, man, I need to sleep at night, so I need to apologize to you, Ciaran Bartlett, whenever you said that you liked the singer David Gray, and I said, why? With this face.
Probably
I still remember that.
What did you just be like? What do you mean, Babylon? Fucking shit? Or, yeah.
There used to be a comedian called Dave Gray, and his opener was, "No, maybe Dave Gray, but I won't babble on." And you can see that's why he doesn't do stand-up comedy anymore. Yeah,
It's awful.
yeah.
When I first wanted to do this, I looked up the Pav, and there was one guy in particular, and he put up every single one of his Pav sets, and I was watching them back, and every time he would do a punchline, you knew he was coming into the joke because his hands would swing behind his back, and then when he got into the punchline, he'd go I was like, what?
Do you know what's bad is I can't even narrow who that guy is down in my head. That's
because you've seen some fucking
some fellas, but do you know what? I love it. It's such a there's such a unique sort of person tries to do stand up. I think at least once, and you see some real characters, some real.
It's annoying as well. There's people like my friend the one done it, and in his class for the first couple of gigs, and then I'm like, do you still want to do it? And he's like, nah. I'm like, you're like, go and come back and do it, because you're really great.
You can see some folks who are amazing from the start, and then but the love isn't in it.
Yeah.
And you can see that they're not that bothered about it, and it's like, and then sometimes they're like, why aren't you offering me spots? And I'm like, because you don't want spots. You don't want
or
spots.
if someone's got a really amazing job, and you're like, and then they're like, well, why aren't you doing it? Like, because I've got a job that doesn't require me to drive to fucking Teriyaki in the middle of a Thursday night. I know.
Well, here, that doesn't stop some people. You know, I've got a job that I like that pays me all right, and I'm still fucking. Well, maybe there's a missing part of my soul or something, but that can only be filled with
Thursday night trips to Teriyaki.
Yeah, it's always Teriyaki as well, isn't it? Or send we football social clubs as well. Yeah. You know, all here.
So they're either always the best gig ever that you talk about forever, or you come away from it going, fuck, I'm never doing a football social again.
Or I'm never breathing again. I'm going home, I'm filling up the bath, and I'm not coming out. Sorry, it's just popped up in my head, but Akon's buying an island, right? And I can't get it out of my head. I saw this.
Is he not really lonely already? This is fucking Akon to an island.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, that's really good.
Oh fuck.
He says he wants to make his own Wakanda. He says he calls it his own
Wakanda.
Yeah.
This is I'm not gonna say who said it, but they're related to me. And I was really into Akon in 2009 when he was his biggest.
Aye.
And I remember showing the person being like, "This is my favorite singer at the minute," and he replied, "I don't even know whether we should keep this in or cut it out." We go, going, "He is the blackest shade of black." And I was like, "Fuck me."
What does that even mean?
Yeah,
I suppose it, yeah, literally on the Dulux color chart.
Yeah, and I was like, I was expecting you to like him, like.
Well, maybe he meant it as a compliment. You know?
It says Akon City is a planned community.
Akon City, sorry, already. I'm on board. Kanyeopolis.
The great battle of Akon City.
Akon City, or Akon Bull, as I call it, is a planned community in the Mbour department of Senegal by Senegalese singer
Senegal as well.
and entrepreneur Akon. The project was first announced in 2018 and construction started in 2023.
Sounds a wee bit familiar.
It's actually pronounced London Akon. You know. You're now entering free Akon.
He also has his own cryptocurrency.
Of course he does.
What do you think it's called?
Acorn.
Acorn. Of course it's called Acorn.
Yeah, Akon. How much is a latte on Acorn?
We all
wild.
tried to think of a pun there. and
That's
that one-
wild. That is wild. So, I mean, they're probably like they said they started construction, but I bet you they're like opening with construction on the statue before they do anything else. It's like this is going to be the center of it. Is the big statue of Akon standing like Lady Liberty? You know.
Do you accept Acorn? The taxi driver in photograph there. I've no cash on me, but I've got Acorn.
Sean, can you look up what the going rate on Acoin is? Actually, how much is it worth right
I'm
now?
gonna look at it, but first, it's also touted that what do you call Akon City is going to be like a hub for like music and film production
Yeah.
in Senegal, and it's going to be called Senewood.
Okay, that's not bad. The only
So-
thing I know about Senegal is they've got good wrestlers, like not even pro. I mean, like wrestling, like Senegalese wrestling's a big.
Oh
thing.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's like a proper. It's fucking brutal. Basically, there's a lot of
Crazy, like-
slapping, isn't there?
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, but yeah,
It's all going to change now that Acorn City's in.
yeah. We're gonna bring some civilization to this place here.
I'm looking forward to 10 years, and it's like poverty has gotten out of hand in Acorn City.
Yeah, like what films are they producing? It's like the economy's now based on like pornography.
Yeah.
But it's like because of the Akon laws, every porn has to be like made with an Akon theme. You know, everything is made lonely. Essentially,
Smack that.
Smack that. Yeah.
You got 2008, 2009, he had like banger after banger. Like he had a tune with, what's his name? David Guetta, Sexy Bitch, which was,
What happened to David Guetta? What's he up to?
Oh, fucking, he's still there.
Yeah.
He's a
still
plague.
something
He's a
about it.
plague. on
You
the
sound like
music
he
industry.
owes you money.
He's waiting down a custom house square
That
to do the
fucking-
fucking Belsonic again. Like.
Oh, does he do? Yeah, he does love doing a wee bit of Belsonic, doesn't he, as well?
The garage up beside my house is that fucking dilapidated that it still has the Belsonic poster up for the last time he played there. Like,
Wow. Oh, that's wild.
and it's like he done this thing where he announced it's time for peace. Or no, end
George
racism.
Floyd? Yeah.
And he single-handedly ended racism. Like,
Yeah, that was the moment. Like KKK members ditched their hoods. They were like, "This beat is fucking."
this French DJ in his 60s is really,
Is he in
turned
his
the tide.
60s? He actually, do you know what he has? He could be like he's got one of those like. He's old, but he's actually successfully tried to look a bit young, hasn't he?
There's because I'd always seen him on the names of like songs, and then there's a song called "When Love Takes Over" and
Kelly Rowland.
Kelly Rowland and
Yes.
him, but I didn't know what he looked like, and I remember seeing the video of that, and it's him walking through town with a DJ deck, and I went, oh, they must have got some stinking looking fella in for this music video to be like, make it funny or whatever, but he is just naturally rat like.
Yeah, he is right. Like he's got monk hair as well, isn't he? He looks kind of like a Tudor monk.
Yeah, he's got
You know
that.
what I mean?
I feel bad, like he's.
Are we
If
really
David
dunking
Guetta's
on-
gonna listen in and be like, just getting a little shit, like, yeah.
If David Guetta's listening to this, he has bigger problems. I think.
Why won't the Belsonic take me back?
The last
to
known
local
price, the last known price of a coin is 0.0029 USD, or roughly less than a third of a penny.
Wow. Hey.
Could we potentially make a pitch to Acorn to sponsor the best podcast?
I think we should. Yeah. I will buy an Acoin as well for the name of the pod.
If
Or
we
not
get
for the name
a,
of the pod. Should we let Acon name the pod?
yeah, could we call the pod Acorn?
Yeah.
Locked up.
Yeah,
Call it Aquids.
All in on the Acoin. That's what
just a
I'm.
cardboard cutout of him on. He never comes on as a guest, but every week we hint that he's coming on.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
because-
give any
Big
hints here.
balance
Now.
on next
Pretty
week.
big guest on tonight. Yeah.
Let's just say he's been locked up and likes to smack that. Our next guest is Alan Irwin. Let's just say our next guest likes a sexy bitch.
Jerry Adams,
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Welcome in. So, Jerry, where are the disappeared?
Jerry, how much Acoin could I give you to find out where the disappeared are?
Let's do that, actually. If we do this again, I will genuinely, I'll buy some Acoin. Is that how it works? Do you buy it? Or do I need to mine it? Do I need to buy a stock in it?
Will you get a notification being like some guys in Belfast have bought Acorn.
Yeah, he's like asleep in front of his laptop somewhere, and like there's a notification wakes him up. It's like it's like he doesn't have to foreclose on the
I don't
house
think
anymore.
it's possible to buy one Acorn because it would cost you less.
That sounds
than
like some
our-
Acorn propaganda, Sean. That's what Acorn would
You have
tell
to
you.
buy all the Acorn.
Trying to upsell here.
Yeah.
I think we could stretch to maybe 300 Acorn, which would cost us £1.
Can we buy some property on Acorn Island or City as well? Can we buy some?
If you have enough Acorn, you can.
Let's
Anything's
do
possible.
it. Let's do it.
It
I'd
sounds
like a
like
condo in Acorn.
it sounds like an
it's made of
Apple
paper.
product, but if it was being said by a culture, Acorn.
Acorn,
Acorn.
there's some Acorn for you. I will buy some, but I'm also afraid that by doing so, I'll accidentally make it a viable, like, because I'll be the only one. Like, I'm definitely it's me and him
You'll
probably.
be lonely.
Yeah.
You can buy yourself an iPhone.
There's oh, great.
If he ever wants to come on, like first guest.
Absolutely. Let's have him. Let's have him.
We could cause a crash,
Yeah.
like in Acorns.
Yeah. Yeah.
That city's halfway through getting built and it has to stop midway.
Yeah.
It's like the George Best Hotel, you know.
The Acorn City crash as well. Neo throwing himself out of a window.
Do you ever see what he looks like when he takes his hat off?
Neo.
Yeah, it's like when Tiger Woods takes his hat off, because Tiger Woods is kind of sexy, and then he takes
Yeah,
his
he is,
hat off,
yeah.
and then there's all the wee ball patches, and like, put your hat back on, Tiger. Put that hat back on. I'm cheering for him, and then he'll take his hat off when he's golfing to
Yeah.
wipe his head, and I'm like, oh, put that on, Tiger.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Do you-
ruining the illusion.
Would you
here.
just rock a hat?
Would I rock a hat? I had a hat for a while. Whenever it was particularly long, the old hair, I had a kind of Spielberg vibe whenever I wore it.
That's right,
If I wore
yeah.
If I wore the black shirt, you know. I think, yeah. You ever rock a hat before?
I have a thing where I hate like my hair being touched.
Right,
So
yes,
like it's
right.
like the one thing that like anyone. Like going to the barbers is a big thing for me. Like I go to the barber and he's touching my hair and I'm shadow boxing him nearly. Like so it's I kind of have to hype myself up for the next 30 days to get a haircut. Like
Are you alright giving your kryptonite away on the old pod as well?
oh yeah. And like if you ever want to know me before a gig, just walk up and touch my hair and I'll probably leave the gig. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, all these open micers start grabbing for you to so they can get a spot once you're gone, basically, you know.
Look, you're a therapist.
I
You know,
am.
so what's that about?
Well, we've talked about it a little bit before. It sounded, pardon me, it sounded like some obsessive compulsive symptoms, wasn't it?
Bang on.
There was a behavioral response, wasn't there, of like things you were doing that you were convinced would make you feel better about it, but also kind of perpetuated it.
So like I used to like it got really bad during lockdown to the point even though I'm not going bald, I ordered anti-bald medication and I took it and then the rest of my body started getting really hairy. Like so I was like the fucking wolf man. Like there's a video of me on holiday with my mates. I was passed out basically. We're not passed out, but in and out of consciousness. We had beer in my hand on a balcony in Barcelona, and my mates had a fucking Manscaped razor shaving like logos into my chest and playing guess the logo. So one of them did like a night tick up my chest, and I'm just lying there passed out. And they go, "That's a night tick easily." And then the other guy, and like they pushed me forward and my back. They shaved the McDonald's logo into my back and went, "What's that there?"
Amazing. You go to the beach and people think you're sponsored.
Yeah. A-coin across my
Yeah. I was just thinking as well, dodgy internet medication as well.
Yeah.
That's probably also sold by Icon, I would say.
Because I really didn't like I had OCD and like I didn't do well with it over lockdown. I remember my flatmate, a massive cricketer, like, and we were over in England living together, and he was. I remember he was ringing his ma, and she was like, "How are you getting on during lockdown?" And he was like, it's great, yeah, it's 100%. Like I'm doing fine. And she's like, "How's Ciaran doing?" And I think I was at the back hitting something with a cricket bat, like loose in the head, and he was like, "Yeah, he's dead on, yeah, it's 100%,
Yeah, having like massive mood swings from your illegal hair medication. Probably.
Just coming in looking like a werewolf, going, "Is it a full moon tonight or what's crack here?" Like, not feeling too well.
Yeah, just suddenly bursting into tears for no reason. Oh, here I used to be on that acne medication, the really strong stuff when I was younger because I was a spotty boy, and it was like mood swings was one of the symptoms of it, and I was like, "I'll be fine, mate. I'll be fucking fine," because I was like 15 at the time, and I was like, "I'll be fine, sure." And then like I would just randomly burst into tears walking down the street, and people would be like, "You alright?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm alright." They'd be like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I don't know." It's like
And Spars got Fanta Exotic back in, you know.
that would make me cry.
Just
My
had a
grid's
can of
back.
Lilt. It's fucking great, like.
It's a little gone as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's now called Fanta Pineapple. It's just
Sold out, mate.
utter woke
Sold
nonsense.
See, that's what would get me to hit the streets, you know. Palestine, I blink, you know, but Fanta Pineapple, I'm like, City Hall. Let's talk about it.
100%.
Let's talk about it. I got my placard. I'm gonna do it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It sounds like
But
I'm
here,
gonna
Lilt
bomb.
was like a City Hall drink, like.
What's that?
Lilt was like a City Hall drink, like.
What do you
Yeah.
mean? Oh, like drinking in front of City, like a goth?
Yeah.
Yeah, right enough, actually, yeah. Because it was a little bit silly.
The
An
bottle, like, it's, like,
alternative.
the green
Yeah.
bottle, like.
They love it. Canavento goft. Dizzy Vento, like
Yeah.
Know what that was about though?
Was that?
Is because I can go into the anthropology of this because there was a fucking Poundland next. It wasn't a Poundland, it was a Pound World
Aye.
Say KFC.
beside KFC.
There was.
So there was, yeah.
There was.
Right? And they done free for £1 in tins of juice, but they didn't do your standard tins of juice. They done your,
Off-brand shit.
Aye, yeah.
not necessarily
Kind
off brand,
Vimta,
but
yeah.
but it was like as much as they were listening to fucking alt metal, like they were also drinking alt fizzy juice.
Yeah.
So like you had your Vimtos,
Aye.
Lilt, Rock Shandies, and
Cream sodas.
Cream
Sunkist,
sodas,
yes.
aye.
yeah,
Then we-
Sunkist is definitely. So
Oh, yeah,
that,
yeah.
that's
Always warm
where you
too,
got
like.
that from.
Leaving with a wee packet of Mikados, going fucking.
yeah.
Their trench coats.
Yeah,
there was
leaving a
another
trail
one.
of coconut dust behind them.
There was a shop in North Street, and it
Yeah.
was like a police shop or something.
Aye.
And everything was like fucking
Out of
2p,
date.
but it was all out of
Yeah,
date.
yeah.
It's like
And
the
everyone
first.
used to go around there and buy like multi-packs of Lucozade for like 50p, but they were all like 2 months out of date fucking packs of Crystal, stinking like.
See, the packet of crystals do go out of date. They're still like, sometimes the flavour can be a wee bit tangy, but they're not bad.
It's that floor seasoning again,
Yeah.
isn't it? You know, you're just looking for a hit of that granny stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
You know?
Back to Noel Edmonds being a weirdo,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, come on.
So he championed and endorsed this like product. It was
No
called
coin.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Is it the bald medication I took?
No,
it
it was
worked out for him.
an electromagnetic pulse device called an EMP pod, right? And he said that it slowed not aging,
Slowed Asians now.
Slowed your Chinese
These-
getting to your house.
they're getting too fast. These Asians now, they're getting too fast. So that's what.
Chinese been delivered in under half an hour, and I've probably got out of the bath.
Yeah, do you know what it is? That's a guy who's watching Jackie Chan movies, and he's like, "This is too fast."
How's he fighting 4 guys at once?
He needs to fucking slow
Does
down.
all his own stunts.
Yeah, sticks on the wee bracelet so he can try and copy the moves in front of his TV. You know.
So he this was meant to like make you live longer. This EMP pod, right? And it was also meant to, stop the signs of cancer and stuff like that. Like, and people like bought into
Is
it.
it one of them ones
right?
you stand on it?
I don't even know.
Sounds-
we
sounds
can
about
do
right.
further research into this. But then this is awful. Like,
We fit.
but but later on, like maybe a year or two later, like Noel Edmonds' ma got cancer,
Ah,
and but
was she on the pad?
yeah,
She
and he
hit the
says it must have been caused by her negative attitude.
What a cunt! What a fucking cunt!
Oh.
It's like, Mum, I know you've got cancer, but can you fucking lighten up?
Yeah. You're
This is all your fault, Mum.
see that tumour you're thinking into existence?
Yeah.
You need to fucking knock in the head. Like,
That was not manifesting these fucking
tumours,
tumors.
yeah.
Why are you thinking about tumors?
Yeah, why are you thinking about tumours all the time? You
Have you tried smiling?
cancerous bitch. Maybe that was too much, was it? I was about to go, name of the podcast there,
You
cancerous
cancerous
bitch.
Name of the podcast, Acorn's House Party.
Yeah, so he is also a proponent of a concept known as cosmic ordering.
Aye.
So that's the thing you were saying about. Cosmic ordering has, over the past years, brought me a fresh, exciting lifestyle full of love, laughter, happiness, and success. And I believe it can do the same for anyone who's prepared to trust in the power of the cosmos.
The cosmos, eh?
Yeah.
Ah.
What, the place in Victoria Square? You can eat all you want.
It's fucking magic as well. You just sit there and it comes to you.
Mexican food and Indian on the same plate. You can have whatever you want. Like, trust in the power of the cosmos.
The cosmos. That's wild. Yeah, I hear. I guess fair play to him. Fuck's sake, though.
It's genuinely like one of these things, right? So he believes that it is impossible for human beings to die. So he believes that nobody ever dies.
They'll just
Um,
think it into existence, do they?
Yeah, and he believes that your energy leaves your container, but it has to go somewhere.
Sure.
So you can't
That's
destroy energy. My energy will return somewhere where it came from, part of a massive, incomprehensible incomprehensible universal web of energy.
Right, it's like deal or
Straight
no
into-
deal, you know, like one box closes, another one opens.
Where's your energy
Exactly.
go? Straight into a can of Vento. Fucking.
So
Ah,
he's
yeah.
one of these people that would believe that, you know, you can like store your granny in like Tupperware and then like she's in there.
What about if you're making sandwiches and you open the wrong Tupperware? Fuck, she's
No! Oh,
She's gone into the Bisto gravy.
son, I have to break it to you, but we accidentally ate Granny
Yeah.
there as well. So I'm gonna need you to shit into this bucket, and
Yeah.
and now the bucket of shit is your Granny for the rest of your life.
Is Lloyd Grossman dead? And it's just every jar is just a piece of him. Like,
Yeah.
That's what makes it taste so good. It's got the
Voldemort
spirit
done.
of the man.
yeah, he's just preserved.
Yeah.
Like Grossman's Voldemort, but his Horcruxes is just jars of pasta
Just
sauce.
jars of pasta.
Just
Them
fucking
chugs.
smashing like a fucking jar of carbonara going, die!
Do you think Lloyd Grossman is like on the back of someone's head, kind of like
Gordon Ramsay's head.
Yeah, the back of Gordon Ramsay's head, like Quirrell. You
No,
know?
he always freaked me out. Heston Blumenthal.
He's a weird boy, isn't he?
He's a weird
Also,
guy,
sometimes I'm kind of like, will you ever fuck up? Because he goes, no, like like he made hot ice cream, and it's like, right, oh, we get it, you're a genius, Heston, but like, fucking, just sit down and just make some ice cream. You
Yeah,
know what?
take some bold
Don't
medication.
have to stop making it. Yeah. Stop making it hot and just fucking. Also, he's a bit much, isn't he? He's a
He
bit
got a
intense.
Michelin star for his chips. Like,
Did he actually?
Yeah,
Just
he
for the
Triple,
chips?
triple cooked
he
chips.
invented the
Oh, right, he was the first person to think, again, cook it again. This time it'll be even better.
and again and again.
He's trying to cook the energy into them chips. Transfer it.
See the existence of millions of bottles of Lloyd Grossman pasta sauce?
Yeah.
It implies the existence of Lloyd Grossman being a genocidal maniac and killing millions of people to create those Horcruxes.
I see what you mean now. Yes, the Horcrux vibe. Beforehand, I was like, I don't know where you're going.
See what's
every
going on in the
time-
Middle East? Lloyd
No.
Grossman.
Every time Voldemort made a Horcrux, he had to kill somebody.
Yeah.
So Lloyd Grossman is the equivalent of Hitler.
No, that's the sort of thing that gives you cancer.
Yeah. Noel will be raging at that talk. You know what I don't get about Voldemort? See in Harry Potter, this is just a tangent. See in Harry Potter, where Neville gets up and gives that big speech. Why does Voldemort let him give that speech? Surely I'd be like, fucking sit down.
Just fucking
Vatican Amber,
literally
yeah.
murder him.
You wee twink.
Also, right, no one ever just shot Voldemort with a gun, did they? I feel like that probably would have worked.
Don't put it up with an AK going.
Yeah, it's like you have to say things. A bullet is faster than you saying something. The whole premise. The whole
Yeah.
premise is fucked. Again, I think as well, it's like, I don't think J.K. Rowling should even try, because the more she tried to explain stuff, the shitter it got. Like, someone tweeted her, like, so, like, what did wizards do before they invented toilets? And she was like, well, they used to just shit on the street and magic their shit away. And it's like,
Yeah.
do you know what, Joanne? You didn't have to say that.
Yeah, just leave it to the imagination.
You
Like,
could just leave that in your head. Do you know
also,
what I mean?
too many people died to the point where like Harry Potter can never be a cunt again because Ron can be like, you know, like 2 of my brothers died, like looking out for you, like, you know, like.
Ron is like Harry's getting the round in for the rest of his life. Like
Yeah.
both of his brothers, both his brothers.
He's
died?
banging his
Yeah,
sister.
yeah. Exactly. You know, my
He
one of my
lost
brothers
2
died.
brothers and
Yeah.
he gained half of one. You know, you never know.
And the older one that's still alive lost an ear. So you know.
And his Ron's ma loved him more than.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that was weird too, wasn't it? It was
And
weird.
his dad got attacked by a big snake for some reason as well. And you're kind of like,
I feel like there's a lot of metaphorical stuff going on there, isn't there?
Shit
as
one for
well?
Ron. Like,
I poked in my
Yeah.
mate's ma's car and she fucked me out. Like, but Ron Weasley's ma was like, Harry, you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
do it again if you want. Like,
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead, Harry.
I suppose it's kind of like the dead parent thing, isn't it? She's probably just like, oh, his parents are dead, so he can
God,
do
the
whatever he
lovely
wants. He's not reared right. He's not reared right. He kept him in a shed all his life or whatever the fuck it was.
I also like how Harry's dad's meant to be like this big cunt, like
Yeah.
bullied Snape.
Yeah, how am I meant to like that guy? That guy's a dick.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck him.
And then Snape was like the wee emo guy that like people were like, listen, we're gonna keep him around and bully him. And then he was like, well, I'm just gonna join Voldemort then.
Yeah. Sitting with his can of Vimto.
Sitting there, at City Hall, like fucking
yeah.
Snape coming out of Ironworld, spotting Voldemort, going, I think I'll join him.
Yeah, asking older wizards like, can you buy me fags? Can you?
If you wore the short hat, where do you think you go?
I was always a Hufflepuff, I think. As a Hufflepuff man, yeah. Even though Hufflepuff is just everyone else, isn't it? That's like, it's the etc. house. But also, didn't they go, they're nice? That's their trait. They're quite nice, aren't they? That'll do me. What about you?
I I don't know, like
That's a Slytherin answer.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
ever I've seen
yeah.
one. I don't see he's a Slytherin.
I don't know, maybe like you ever see the bit in Harry Potter where he's wearing the hat? He's like, please not Slytherin.
Yeah.
That's trying to fucking buy. That's trying to bribe your way in. Like, you know. Also,
Yeah.
they never bring the sorting hat back. He just basically goes into the fucking closet after.
Yeah. That's a full-time job for eternity, and that's a living being.
Yeah.
It's like it's like if you had like a pet in your classroom, but you never fed it. It comes out once a year. It judges you, and then you put it away, and you just neglect it. For the rest of it.
It's
like that thing's got a shit.
What about Hagrid's big fucking dogs as well?
Yeah, right
The
enough.
2 heads, Fluffy.
Yeah.
Does he ever walk them dogs?
I know,
No, yeah. He doesn't. Fuck this whole thing.
And then what about? Do you think Harry lets Hedwig out of the cage, like, and lets him go fly away if he's gonna have a wank?
That's a good point to say. Like, you know?
I think Hedwig watches.
Well, that fucking rat, Peter Pettigrew, definitely watched Ron have his first one.
Right enough.
Yeah.
Right enough. I think
Don't be going in that category, Ron. Jesus.
I saw this thing as well, but they had that map that tells you where everyone is as well, and it says that the rat is Peter Pettigrew, and Ron's brothers, his entire life, saw him sleeping with someone called Peter Pettigrew on the map, and they never did anything about it, which is very non-judgmental and very kind of them to go, are we gay brother there?
He's an early bloomer.
Is it?
He's been sleeping with his guy, like when he was 11.
Yeah, but
we're
also
progressive house.
they never met him, so it's like, what if he was he was an adult? Do you know what I mean? Like, Ron's getting molested, and they're looking at it on the map, going, here, he's all grown up.
You'd also be bored as fuck. Like, what happens, Peter Pettigrew? Does he die?
I think he does, yeah, because he's a wee cunt, isn't he?
Or would it have ever came up? You know what I mean? Like, going, his wee best mate, Peter Pettigrew, like, they're in the same dorm room as each other, they go to all the same classes.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to ask your mate Peter to come with us
Yeah,
to play
yeah.
football?
Say,
I was
hey.
like,
Peter Keaton.
Yeah. It's
fucking-
getting increasingly gay Christmas presents from your family members to encourage you to come out. It's like, it's like, Ron, we got you some lube. It's, if you want,
So I
you
got
can
them
tell us
jumpers.
something if you want. He's
so
sitting there.
I give him that suit for the ball
Oh,
with all the frills on.
Ruffles, here. Yeah,
Remember Ron got a jumper and Harry got a blanket that makes you go invisible? You're kind of like, what the fuck, man? You know, like,
I really like the idea that because this could just be a Harry Potter shit talking podcast.
I know, how did this
Just going
even
through the whole
go
thing,
about,
going, this is shit, and this is shit, and this is animal
this is
cruelty.
a massive plot hole in this as well. Like, and this is a plot hole in
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
And we never even address the transphobia until the very end.
Yeah.
Until the very end, that's the last thing we go.
In fact, he's supportive of it.
That's the one I got right, actually.
I was, and I think low key one of my favorite shit things about Harry Potter is the wee racist names. Do you know, like Seamus Finnegan and Cho Chang and everything. And there was like, there was a pop star.
Jerome Tyrone.
Tyrone. Fuck. Marty Blackerson. There was like a pop star of some sort. Who, like, there was like this announcement that he broke up with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's called Brianna Chicken Fry. And someone was like, "This is what J.K. Rowling would have called Hermione if she was black." Does that need to be cut? Does that bad? Okay, good. Sometimes I've said things and I've immediately wanted to go cut this because I'm going nowhere with this.
That's what Brienne of Tarth would have been called if, like, Game of Thrones had been filmed in America.
Do you know what? She's low key. Like, the whole. Do you know sometimes when a show's going, this person's ugly, this person's dead ugly, and you're watching going, are they? They seem pretty sweet to me.
It's like the what do you call her? The woman's sister, Shame.
Oh,
and in
no,
real life, it's
she
very
is
good
the
looking.
most
Yeah.
beautiful woman in the world, Hannah Waddingham.
But then in Game of Thrones, they're like meant to be this stone
Yeah,
cold
they're
bitch.
meant to
Like,
be rough as fuck. But in Ted Lasso, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, yeah. So cancelled. No,
Oh,
sorry, I'm not gonna be one of those fucking guys who's like obsessed with being cancelled. I'm like, don't cancel me. I said a woman's attractive. It's like, I don't think you're gonna lose all 8 of your Twitter followers over this, mate. I think you're fine.
Have you ever had a tweet that's like genuinely got in trouble or not got in trouble, but like, if you've been like, I need to take that down?
Not really. If I have, I have a real belief that like jokes don't need me to defend them. So like if I say something and someone messages me and goes like, "Oh, that's actually quite hurtful," what I usually do is I go, "Okay, I'll delete it. I'll think of something else," because jokes are not finite. There's as much jokes as there is human experience. So it's like I don't need to be precious about it and defend it. If someone goes, that hurts my feelings, I go, well, you're stupid. You know the way some people do. So if someone goes, actually, you know, that marginalizes people or something, I don't even really need to think about it. I'll just sort of go, okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Bye to that joke, you know. And maybe some people will call that moral cowardice, but then maybe the people who call it that are people who think that their jokes are so precious and they need protecting and then you can't say anything anymore. And it's like, would you ever fuck up? It's like, because culture moves, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People go, oh, you couldn't do Who's On First anymore. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you probably couldn't. And that's probably because, not necessarily because people are too woke. It's probably because, like, styles of humor change and culture moves and you have to move with it. Like, if someone went up on stage and did jokes from 1945, they wouldn't land. Not necessarily because they're racist, though they probably fucking would be. But, like that's why I just give an example of one there. I'm like, don't do that. But, like, probably, not because it's racist, but because people will go, oh, that sounds like it's from somebody from 1945.
Yeah. But like it's sometimes as well. It's like just because you can't say something, or
Yeah.
doesn't mean you should. Like it's like sometimes like at open mics, people are like, well, this is a place to. I can say whatever I want, and then they get up and say something like,
Yeah.
there's no bit in that. It's just horrible. And
Like,
nasty.
yeah, you can say what you want, certainly. I mean, it has to be funny.
Yeah.
And usually, if you're talking about something marginalised, it introduces a bit of tension in the room. Like, if someone goes, here's what I think about trans people, everyone suddenly tenses up because you might be about to say something divisive. And it's like, so if you say something that creates tension, you have to say something that's very funny to relieve that tension. And usually if you're just dunking on the marginalized group, it's probably not funny enough to justify it. Or if they do get a lot of laughs, it's probably because you're in a room that doesn't feel that much tension because they hate that marginalized group. And do you want to make them laugh? Do you like them? I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
sorry.
Because there's times I said something and the worst person in the room will laugh at it, and I'm like, right, cut that.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
Yeah.
not laughing because it's funny. They're laughing in support of the point. And
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
the great leader. And I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, yeah.
It's
about time someone said that, and
This
I'm like-
country needs a strong single figure, you know,
Yeah.
some sort of autocracy.
We need boys in uniform that are black, and we need a salute as well.
Yeah, and you know what? Up high. That's what I say.
It's like, but
We just turning off the camera there. I thought you were like Sean walked over there. I thought he's like, well, I'm turning off the camera for the pro Hitler.
Well, it was
bit.
good when it lasted.
yeah. So get the fuck out of my studio. Yeah,
I'm already doing like, you know, the final like episode
Yeah.
thing, you know, like where they go over and they go, I'm gonna miss this whole place.
yeah.
You turn off the lights. You do the thing. Yeah,
Fuck for Simon and Garfunkel.
I think it was good while it lasted. Is a good title.
Good while it lasted. Yeah, I go on. But it's like that point as well. But there's stuff where like people could, like I was doing support for someone and I done a joke about a guy in my school who had diabetes, whose name was Dara, and people called him Diabetes.
You talking about this? Yeah.
And I walked out to the fucking the act who was on. Then I was doing support for him. Went, would you take a few photos of me?
Aye.
So I was taking photos of him, then walked out into the
With
hall.
the crowd, obviously.
With the crowd, yeah.
Yeah, not just like
not walking
in the
up to him.
dressing room. He's
Yeah,
like wearing a
he's like-
toga, posing.
But I walked in and she was like, this woman came up to me and was like, could I speak to you outside? And I went, yeah. And initially I thought, oh, she must be a big shot producer or something. I was like, here we go. And then she brought me outside and went, I have a 21-year-old son called Dara and he has diabetes. If he heard you say that, it would break him.
It
And I
would
was
break
like,
him. Fucking eating a Twix would break him.
Yeah, I was sitting there like, yeah, no. Like, I was sitting there, okay. And then I was like, does he want a can of Vento or something? And she brought me outside and all, and she was like sitting on, she was, I don't know who you are, but I know you're coming through, but I'll never watch you again. And I got there, and I was like,
I mean, hey, I don't want to try and pretend I know what's going on in that person's life, and obviously, you know, you look after people with an God, I almost said disability. Is diabetes a disability? I don't know, an illness. Like, if you're looking after someone with an illness, it's probably really difficult, and sometimes hearing someone joke about it is probably hurtful. But I do feel like that joke wasn't particularly punching down, because the butt of the joke really is. I mean, like the joke there is my friends came up with an
awful nickname.
Yeah.
And then like to get out of your seat in a pretty packed theatre and walk over and find someone like, come outside now and get their hopes up. They thought they were speaking to producers.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, right here.
I
at
love
the
that
big
she
time.
led with that. She was like, I'm from the BBC.
Yeah, let me just
And my son has diabetes and I
Yeah.
fucking hate you.
And people think that you're like specifically talking about them.
Yeah, and after the gig, I had to walk to the bus stop, and a car beeped at me, and I went, "Oh, that's her coming to get me!" Like it's like fucking hunting me down. Like
I love
Oh,
that you just like offended someone whose son has like an awful illness, and you're taking the moral high ground and saying, "Oh well, they got my hopes up."
Yeah. Actually, love, you're hurting my feelings.
I had dreams for like 5 seconds that you've taken from me. Like they're all I got, like sand from my fingers. Like,
much like Dara. For a second, things were a bit too sweet.
Yeah.
What's the oh, that's bad. What's the no? It's the
What's the amount of insulin he needs to stay alive?
What's the like the diabetes equivalent of the horse's head in the bed? Like you open it, you pull back
Packet of Rebels.
on the pillow the next day.
Oh, there's my worms all over my bed.
It's literally that M&M's advert. No, when like he comes in and like she's in bed with the fucking M&M.
You're gonna eat him without me. That one.
She comes in Doris.
That's a really sinister undertone that they're actually going to kill that M&M as well.
But I mean, here, as I've established, if you've got diabetes and you think we shouldn't be telling these jokes about it, let us know and I'll immediately walk it back. Like, just I'll go, yeah, absolutely, yeah, I'll take some insulin on this and I'll adjust. You know,
I'll hit a high on this and I'll crash after. And
I feel like we've hit an hour, have we?
Yep. We have.
Happy days.
Good timing.
Is it just there now?
Yep.
Oh, here.
bang on. Welcome.
Internal clock, baby.
What's this podcast called? The Diabetic Podcast.
I think there's. I thought that was
Pacarino
pretty good.
surrender.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, I thought.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
We still don't have a name.
What do you think? What stood out to you out of our numerous?
Should
Lloyd Grossman.
I think
It's so
weirdly, I do really enjoy the idea of a really stupid name like the Lloyd Grossman Power Hour or something.
But like you can't call it the Lloyd Grossman podcast.
No, we
'cause,
can't
like,
call it that.
You could call it the Gross Lloydman podcast.
the Grossman.
the Bad Boy Power Hour.
Grossman Appreciation Podcast.
There was fluffed out. It was good while it lasted. There was.
I like Good While It Lasted.
Good
Good
way
while it
that
lasted.
way it lasted isn't taken.
Yeah, go for it then. I'm
It
happy
was-
enough with that.
It was good when it lasted. Something. Or good when it lasted.
I like Good While It Lasted.
Yeah, I think it's a good show.
The first podcast which we will have the title for.
Yeah. The end of the podcast. The podcast is over. You can leave now.
We'll be back hopefully next week with first guest as well. See you then.
See you then.